Alhamdulillah, I'm perfectly fine. MashaAllah.
That's wonderful. So tell us how's everything going on over there?
Yeah, I'm working in FAST as an assistant professor,
Hmm.
or my core area is leadership and entrepreneurship.
All right.
And currently in this semester, I'm teaching this marketing.
Hmm.
So as far as the things are, concerned, everything is going perfectly fine. Alhamdulillah, with full spirits, with full energy.
Hmm.
And apart from teaching, I'm also engaged in research. So MS
Wonderful.
students. So there are theses as well, undergraduate projects as well,
Hmm.
and the training part as well. So,
Okay, that's good.
Alhamdulillah, everything is going perfectly, and the blend of all these things, I'm trying my best to, serve this, academia,
Hmm.
because it's my passion.
Hmm. Amazing. Now tell me one thing. You have also mentioned that you're into trainings. So what sort of trainings are you
Hmm.
providing there?
Normally, related to the, you can say that, academic courses, right? Especially the analysis part, because we are in research as well. So how to do a literature review, how to do analysis. Then there are software as well. How to get hand on those softwares. Apart
Hmm.
from this, there are certain soft skills as well. So recently, I'm somehow attached with, in attending the trainings from Pakistan Institute of Management. So I guess, yeah, last month or at the start
Hmm.
of this month, I attended one training on how to training techniques for trainers. So it's like that. My interests are, pretty diverse. So I
Hmm.
try to, grab the knowledge, information. Meeting with the people. So it's really, inspiring for me.
Indeed, it is. Okay, so the topic of this interview today is the self
Mhm.
management skills. How do you
Yeah.
see that?
Farhan, being humans, we make objectives in our life.
True.
And in order to achieve those objectives, the core thing is to how to manage yourself. If we know
Hmm.
the art of managing ourselves, so it would
Hmm.
be quite easy for us to achieve our objectives. Either it could be a short-term objectives or long-term objectives, whatever it is. So
Hmm.
this is the core reason. If you know how to manage yourself, or you get the expertise, because it's not that easy. There's a lot of
Hmm.
practice is required, but there are certain techniques as well. So if you know the art of managing yourself, so I believe that you can make wonders, because everything start with planning and everything.
Hmm. Good. So, just as you have said that self management skills require some techniques, what are those
Mhm.
techniques?
There are certain techniques. First of all, there are lots of activities as well, and there are some entrepreneurial methods as well. We have to practice those. Methods. So as far as the techniques is concerned, so normally what you can say that first of all, you have to plan your day-to-day tasks. Normally, I say that whenever we make the long-term objectives, we have to break down those long-term objectives into day-to-day tasks, right? Then we have to
Hmm.
classify those tasks as well into three broader areas. First of all, tasks that must be done, then the tasks
Hmm.
that should be done, and the
Hmm.
tasks that least important or do not have to be done at all, right?
Okay.
And
Hmm.
then in the next step, we have to make a list of all these things that we want to do, right? And then we have to rate those the list or all the things. So for
Hmm.
example, for the most important task, we just mark A, and then for the task that should be done, we can just mark B, and similarly for
Hmm.
the tasks that are important, we can just mark C, and the things like go on. So these are just you can say it's an activity that we have to follow if we want to just planning to start our you can say all the activities, because everyone have certain things to do in a day.
Hmm.
So the activities, jotting down all these things, as per the need, as per the requirement, the things are important, the things are not important, so we should start from this thing.
Perfect. Well, Wahab, this is such a great topic to discuss and to learn.
Mhm,
But tell me
mhm,
one thing. I mean,
mhm.
there is no school that is teaching us the self-management skills, or the university. There is no proper course outline. So, who exactly is going to teach us these techniques and this course or this topic?
Farhan, I believe being teachers, being mentors, this is our responsibility first of all.
Hmm.
I'm very honest to you, because I normally teach all these things during my courses as well, right? And apart from this, there are certain training programs as well for the MBA students or the undergraduate student as well. Being mentors, we have to, try all these things. Because normally what I observed that, normally, as an academician, I observed in the first semester when the new batch is normally can do, so they don't have the idea how to
Hmm.
manage all these things.
Hmm.
So this could be from the university side, or there must be certain institutes who can
Hmm.
teach all these, because I am a believer that every skill we can learn. So every skill is a teachable skill. Normally there's a myth like, there are born leaders or there are born entrepreneurs. So these are
Hmm.
just myths. In
Hmm.
today's world, we can learn any skill, but we must
Hmm.
have the passion to learn that skill. If there's a passion, we can definitely go for that skill.
Great. So, just as you have said, Wahab, that being a mentor, being a teacher, we have to teach these things to the youngsters, to the next generation. Now, let's suppose if you
Mhm.
have this opportunity, so how exactly
Mm.
would you identify the self-management, and how would you tell the key factors which should not be
Mm.
ignored whenever you are, doing any task or living your life?
Okay, so being a professional, I will, share with you a few points, or you can say that there are certain ways through which we
Hmm.
can improve our self-management skills. I mean, it's
Hmm.
very broadly, and we can consider it as a specifically as well. So, and it's very general as well. I believe any can do it, but anyone can perform these tasks. But there is a need to, we need a perfection in order to be a perfect person. So
Hmm.
we need to, practice all these things. So let's
Hmm.
start with, there are a few points I just, jotted down. So first of all, you complete high priority task first in a day.
Hmm.
Then use of time is also
Hmm.
very important. Then
Hmm.
delegate tasks to subordinates,
Hmm.
right? Highlighting. Later on in the next, phase, I will elaborate few of them. That are most important. Then
Hmm.
group the tasks.
Hmm.
Similarly, maintain a clean office. Right?
Hmm.
It's very generic thing. Our office should be clean,
Hmm.
right? And then be ready to say no. It is very important in today's scenario,
Hmm.
especially. We should know the art of or the
Saying
skill of
no.
saying
Hmm.
no,
Very
right?
difficult. Hmm.
And then have daily objectives. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, every morning we just, got up and went to the office, and then we came back and then realized what did I do actually today. So we
Hmm.
don't have objectives, right? and
Hmm.
and this is the in connection with the longer objective, the long term objectives, right?
Hmm.
And then don't try to do too much. We have overwhelmed ourselves with too much things, and we are
Hmm.
just ignoring ourselves. And we
Hmm.
just remember one thing, that it is me that I have to do everything. So we have to have give time to ourselves as well.
Hmm.
In the same way, so control paper flow in the offices, right? There are too much paper, and the papers are coming in. We have trays as well, in and out. So we also have to control that flow.
Hmm.
Similarly, plan effectively.
Hmm.
It is very important, right?
Hmm.
And one important thing, that is be proactive,
Hmm.
right? So these are the few things, I believe, by following these ways, or these techniques, uh, anyone or everyone should be, or at least have, improve his or her self management skills. So there
Hmm.
could be, or this is a exhaustive list, but I believe these are the few points if we can follow. So I believe we can, at least have some control on ourselves, and we can better manage ourselves.
Hmm, great. Just as you have mentioned the time management thing, because whenever you're prioritizing your task, your objectives, your work that you have to do today, there comes the time management. Now, time management is one of the training that was really a very top selling training back in 2000 and after that. But then people got to know that even after attending these time management trainings, it's not giving us the benefit in a real way. So in the time management training, they were giving us the theories, while practical part is totally different. How can we eliminate
Mhm.
that gap of theory and the practical thing, depending on
Uh,
time management and your self management?
So everything, in behind every concept, there's a theory.
Hmm.
So in order to understand the practicality of any concept, it
Hmm.
is, important to understand the theoretical part of that concept first. The
Hmm.
theory is important. We cannot say that, the theory is not important. Without understanding the theory, we can better practice that thing or that concept. So
Hmm.
first of all, the great understanding of the theory is important. Then the second phase is the implication part, right? In planning as well, if we say that, you just have to plan and there's no implementation, so that
Hmm.
planning is of, no use. So if you're planning for the purpose to plan yourself effectively. So it means the concept of time management is no there. I mean, we normally know there's a biological clock. I mean, most of the people, they use alarms,
Yeah,
right? I
indeed.
mean, for the morning or for the meetings and this. And other way around, there's a biological clock in yourself as well. And there are lots of people who just, I mean, woke up in the morning, I mean, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But they don't need any kind of alarms. So this is the way. And again, I will repeat this thing. This is actually inside you. And that is called, I mean, intention to do anything. If there is intention to do anything, definitely those intentions will lead you towards the action.
Great. And you've
And
also said,
then, I mean, there are a lot of things we have actually learned from the people or the trainings, and that is really helpful as well. Yes, please.
all right. What I was just about to ask you, that you were saying about the objectives, and then you said we do not have clear objectives in our life. Then you also said short-term
Mhm.
objectives and long-term objectives. So now tell me how to set objectives in our life and how to achieve those.
Normally, Farhan, we have, okay, I will give you the example of organization.
Hmm.
Organizations started with a mission,
Hmm.
right? So mission means what is the purpose of my organization,
Hmm.
right? So we can use the same mission in ourselves, being an individual. What is the mission of myself, right? What is the purpose of my
Great.
existence,
Hmm.
right? Once we identify the mission in our life, so then we'll start setting the objectives. Okay, I have to reach there. That is my vision. In the next year, in the next 5 years, where I will see myself, where I'm seeing myself. So once I will decide, or I mean, set the vision. So to, I mean, fulfill that vision, I will start setting the objectives,
Hmm.
right? And those
Great.
objectives could be, I mean, yearly plans, and then half yearly plans, and then we can further break down those yearly plans or long-term plans into months, into weeks. And that's why I said we must have daily objectives. Those daily objectives means those daily objectives are contributing towards your long-term objectives.
Hmm. Great.
So in this way, right, I mean, we have to understand this concept.
Hmm. Wahab, if I ask you another question, people say that if you want to achieve some impossibility, of course, the
Mhm,
impossibility is in your mind, but still, there is something that everybody
mhm,
believes that this is not easy to do. This is really difficult and this
mhm,
is impossible. And the
mhm,
general suggestions from the people that we get around us, people who live
mhm,
around us, they usually say that ignore
mhm,
others, you should learn the failure
mhm,
management, stress management,
mhm,
and when you
mhm,
fail, how to get up again and be
mhm,
confident on your decisions, be confident on your
mhm,
actions. These are the suggestions
mhm,
that are coming from people
mhm,
around us. Now, you tell
mhm,
me,
mhm,
if
mhm,
these suggestions are so doable, so practical, then why not everybody is achieving those
mhm,
impossible tasks of his life?
mhm.
So, in short, how to achieve impossible?
So first of all, there is a mindset, right?
Hmm.
That this is possible and this is not possible. Might be at the same time, which is impossible for me, this is
Hmm.
possible for you.
Hmm.
So this is, I mean, first thing, that there's a mindset. So
Hmm.
for example, my mindset is, I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, right?
Hmm.
And your mindset is, oh my God, it's too difficult to achieve. I cannot do this. I cannot, I mean, face too much hardships.
Hmm.
So I'm not meant for this. I mean, you can say the objective, right? So this is the way. First of all, we have to set the mindset. I mean, normally in the trainings and when we are interacting with the students, so we have to prepare them. And first, everything will start from your mind, from your head.
Hmm.
If you'll decide, okay, it is impossible, so after putting a lot of effort, it will remain impossible for you. But it
Hmm.
is a mindset. If you think that it is possible, and for me, I guess everything is possible, right? So you need a right plan, a right implementation for that, I mean, to do or to achieve that thing. So I mean, then there will be a way. So I
Hmm.
just, I mean, you can say that, I mean, to sum up this thing, where there's a will, so there
Hmm.
is a way. And I mean, the God is there, I mean, to make, I mean, ways for you what you want to achieve.
Hmm. One last question, Wahab. You're
Yes.
saying if there is a will, and you've also used the word passion. There are people who have lost the passion of their life, and they
Mm.
ask this question, that how to get passionate about something. So, what is the true way of finding out that what is your passion of your life?
It is a difficult question in that way because there are a lot of people, I mean, even after 24, 25 years, whenever
Mhm.
you will ask them, what is your passion? What is your objective of your life? So they simply say, I don't know.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
again, I will say you have to work on it. I mean,
Hmm.
there's nothing easy in this life. You have to put your effort, you have to put your, I mean, heart and soul in that thing, what you want to achieve. And then, I
Hmm.
mean, everything we do, that is for the satisfaction, right?
Hmm.
I mean, to self-satisfy yourself. So this is the way. So you have to work on, I mean, your passion, but then you have to identify. I mean, that's why, I mean, we learn normally in the schools. So at the, I mean, very, I mean, young age, there are schools who actually
Hmm.
gave different things to the, I mean, to the students just to identify their, you can say their aptitude. What
Hmm.
is the aptitude of every student? So according to that aptitude, they, I mean, put every student in that particular direction so that they
Hmm.
can, I mean, achieve in their life what they want to achieve.
Good.
So this is where there the mentorship is very important. I mean,
Hmm.
normally in entrepreneurship, I see that, I mean, if you don't know anything about entrepreneurship, so get the guidance from the mentors. I
Hmm.
mean, our religion is also saying this. If you don't know, go to those people who know,
Hmm.
right? And being
Good.
mentors, being teachers, we are doing the same thing. So the first thing is, I mean, and another important thing is uh, uh, just ignite. I mean, certain times, I mean, there are lots of mentors in life or teachers
Hmm.
in our life who just, I mean, put a fire in ourselves.
True.
So that fire is also very important to, I mean, find the passion of your life, what you want to do actually in your life. So
Hmm.
once you got the ignition in yourself, so it would be quite easy. You will definitely move forward. I mean, slowly and gradually. I mean, I'm not saying that, I mean, we will achieve in the next year or 2 years. There are certain people who, I mean, invested, or I mean, you can say that, I mean, 40 years, 25 years, 30 years of their life, and after that they achieved what they want in
Hmm.
their life. So
Hmm.
again, there must be determination, mentorship, right? True guidance in your life, and then most of the important thing is yourself, right? If there is no, I mean, you can say desire or courage in your life, I mean, what you want to achieve, so of course it would be quite
Hmm.
hard for yourself to achieve that, and later on you will keep on making excuses to others. So
Hmm.
I didn't get the guidance, or I mean, I guess the lot of issues and challenges would be at the individual side.
Hmm.
So that's why this is the purpose of education. Learning is, right. I mean, training and development. So normally I do not use the word of training.
Hmm.
I normally use the word of learning and development,
Hmm. Great.
right? So this is the thing. So we have to keep on learning everything, and the time will come when you will, I mean, see the, I mean, in research, what we normally say that, I mean, it's like a pipe hole. So once you enter, so there's
Hmm.
totally dark. So after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, so you'll start, I mean, looking at the light, small light from the other side of the pipe. And then
Hmm.
at the time you will just came out from that hole, and then the success is just waiting for you.
A good example. All right. At the end, any suggestion for this nation?
Farhan, there are a lot of suggestions, but one suggestion is that I normally, I mean, give to my student. So keep on open yourself for
Hmm.
learning,
Good
right?
one.
Don't restrict yourself, right? So I mean, the learning should be our passion. I
Hmm.
mean, if we'll keep on learning, the our brain will keep on, I mean, moving forward. So this
Good.
is the message, because once it will start, so you will, I mean, start seeing the world from a different perspective. And
Hmm.
then the time will come, then you will change the perspective, and that is the key. So
Hmm.
the simple, comprehensive message to all my youth I normally give to my students.
That's great. That's great. Well, Wahab, thank you so very much for your precious time. And it was really lovely listening to you, the things that you have shared. I hope that would give benefit to the listener and to viewers to improve their own self management thing. Uh,
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Yeah. Take care, Wahab. Stay blessed then. Allah
Thank
Hafiz.
you so very much. It's a pleasure for me to talk to you, Farhan.
Likewise.
It was a wonderful meeting. Stay blessed.
Likewise. Thank you so very much, man. Take care. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz. Take
Allah
care.
Hafiz.